Darci, and I'm a poleaholic. That's right, I'm completely addicted to pole dancing, vertical fitness, aerial dance, or whatever you want to call it. If it involves hanging upside down while attempting to make my body imitate a pretzel, I'm into it. But before I get too carried away with how amazing pole is, I'd probably better explain exactly what it is. Pole dance is one of the aerial arts. In pole, a series of moves are performed on a vertical bar. Dancers use nothing to hold them to the pole except strength, the grip their skin has on the metal, and the techniques they use to wrap themselves around the pole. Some knowledge of physics can come in handy, but we do tend to view gravity as optional. Pole is one of the oldest of the aerial arts, tracing its roots back 1,800 years to India. Indian pole, or Malakam, is an almost exclusively male sport that is still practiced today. It uses a tapered wooden pole, which is secured at the bottom. And no, I don't know about splinters. Chinese pole is believed to have evolved from Indian pole. While it's still an almost exclusively male sport, it made changes by raising the height of the pole to 20 feet and adding a second pole. The dancers then began adding flips and leaps between the poles into their acts, something that is still common in Chinese pole today. Today, pole has moved out of its highly stylized beginnings. It's certainly no longer an all-male sport. Since the early 2000s, it's been fast gaining popularity across the world as an awesome and awesomely fun workout. Now there are classes offered in thousands of gyms and dance studios, including right here in Bemidji. In fact, pole has gained such an international following that it's being considered for the Olympics. As we pole dancers like to point out, we do the same moves as athletes in other Olympic sports do. We just do them upside down 20 feet in the air. Okay, so that catches you up a little bit on where pole came from and where it is today. As a kid, I was torn between wanting to be a ballerina and wanting to be a trapeze artist in the circus. Okay, I also wanted to be She-Ra, but there weren't classes for that. So I took ballet and spent time on playgrounds hanging upside down, imagining myself in a spangly costume, soaring over a cheering crowd. I started pole 15 years ago. I was hired at a bar with a pole in it, and on my first night, my mind was blown watching another girl spin around the pole and gracefully flip upside down. So when asked if I wanted to try, I jumped at the chance. Attempting to imitate what I had seen, I grabbed the pole and swung around it as hard as I could. I immediately learned 2 lessons. 1, some poles spin like a merry-go-round. 2, shoes with ankle straps are a good idea. While I was clinging to the pole, my shoe went flying, clearing an entire table full of drinks. And all I could think was, I have got to do that again. I've been pole dancing ever since. Today, some, usually those who have to hear about this amazing new trick that I just got that totally... Yeah, anyway, those who know me would say I'm a bit pole obsessed. And I've realized that the pole obsessed speak kind of a different language when talking about pole. So as a way of explaining the pole world, I'll define a few of our more frequently used terms. Pole dancer. Anyone with the courage to pole is a pole dancer. I'm not kidding. All the people here pole competitively, and they didn't start dancing when they were young. How old do you think the woman in red is? If you guess 62, you're right. And she's a businesswoman who started to pole on a whim at 59. Pole studio. A place where people get together to laugh themselves silly while attempting to defy the laws of physics. A home studio is usually less fancy. My home pole is a $25 chunk of pipe from a home improvement store. Try explaining to the sales clerk why you want the one that fits best in your hand. Pole kisses. Bruises we're proud of. Many people see bruises as a sign of clumsiness or ineptitude. Actually, they're a sign of that in the pole world too, but for us those aren't bad things. There's something everyone at every level experiences when trying new moves. And for polers, the courage to try is more important than the ability to succeed. Grippy. This refers to how well the skin is sticking to the pole on a particular day. If the pole isn't grippy enough, due to temperature, humidity, poor offerings to the pole gods, you'll slide right down the pole. If the pole is too grippy, it often results in pole kisses when your skin doesn't slide down the pole with the rest of you. One more time. This is how we say at least another half an hour. No matter how good you get, there's always one more trick to learn. Mastering the next move becomes so addicting you'll hear, I'm exhausted. Just one more try. Okay, almost got it that time. Just one more. Yeah. Flexi. Something I'm never quite enough of. Most pole moves require some degree of both flexibility and strength. That means I often find myself halfway up the pole, attempting to twist my body into some complex shape, going, how the heck does she get her leg there? I do not even bend that way. Invert. Using core and arm muscles to move yourself into an upside-down position on the pole. This is a state you find yourself in more and more the longer you pole. Eventually, being inverted becomes so normal, you start hearing things from your husband like, you don't have to come down off the pole, but can you at least be right side up while I'm talking to you? Street pole. The inability of a pole dancer to pass by any outdoor semi-vertical object like a signpost, swing set, or even tree without wondering if they can do a move on it. And then, often to the embarrassment of the non-polers they're with, trying. And can you get a picture of that? Doubles pole. In a lot of ways, doubles pole is like any kind of pairs dancing. It's about communication, timing, and rhythm. Although with pole, stepping on the other person's toes, knees, shoulders, head, is considered perfectly acceptable. Doubles has been my most recent pole challenge, and one that's proved to be a whole lot of fun. So that's pole in a 6-minute and 40-second nutshell. For me, it's a fun, challenging way to stay in shape. For the last 2 years, I've been lucky enough to teach pole and see other people have fun, discovering they're capable of far more than they ever thought. I don't know where pole is going from here in the grander scheme of things, but I know I'll keep poling one way or another forever.